Okay. I'm absolutely loving that. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today. In today's vocal analysis, we're going to be taking a look at Lady Gaga with TUDUM. I haven't actually heard this performance and I'm so excited to see what she's up to with her vocal technique. Oh, before I get to Lady Gaga, if you are looking to gain stability, sing louder, and work on these areas that I'm about to talk about with Lady Gaga, then you need to get yourself to one-to-one singing lessons because you really need personalized feedback on your singing. So check out the link in the description below to apply for one-to-one singing lessons at my online singing school, the Vocal Academy. We're here to help you. I'm so excited. And Lady Gaga went to singing lessons for a very long time. Okay. I absolutely love everything about Lady Gaga, but she's just such a fantastic performer and like an artist. She's more than just a singer, yeah? So we've got there, we're hearing quite a different timbre in the sound from when she begins to when she's singing now. And that's usually due to the larynx position. So when the larynx is high, it's going to create a higher, brighter sound. When the larynx is lower, which is what she's just gone into now, we've got a slightly darker timbre. So let's just go back on that. There we go. So like you've been up for days, like you've been up for days. So that's with a higher larynx position there with a thicker vocal fold closure. And when we're doing that, we really want to imagine like, hi, how are you? Like we're talking, it's like someone that would kind of remind us of that sound. So I always like to imagine like those really, really happy people. Hi, how are you? My name's Zoe. I'm doing really well. Oh my God. Like talking up there. And that is really going to help to get us. So I like to play around with characters a lot in my teaching. And that's going to help us to get out of this idea of like, how am I speaking? That's not singing anymore. We're getting up here with our larynx. And it's really, for some people, quite far away from where they're used to singing and speaking. Well, she's going to go down low now and drop that larynx. I'm absolutely loving that, and I'm loving the Addams Family references as well. This is so cool. So we've got so we'll go back actually. So when she's coming right out of the coffin. There's a what note is she on? And you're an animal. She's actually on the C4 there. So you could actually do it in the brighter sound. And you're an animal, but she's dropped the larynx. Oh, you're an animal. Do, 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 do. And that dropping of the larynx, as I said, is going to darken the tone. Now she's going to hold on to that chest voice sound, thicker vocal folds, as she's going up to the next section of the song, and she's going to keep that larynx high like she did at the beginning to keep that thicker vocal fold. Let's just watch that. Lower larynx. So we just have to stop it there. So can't see straight and I lose my mind. I think she's up there on the D sharp 5, which is like relatively high to keep that thicker vocal fold sound. So we've got the larynx going high, can't see straight, and that's going to, when we focus on really speaking on pitch at that point, we're going to get that thicker vocal fold closure, but that's not for everybody. So if you are looking to improve this part of your, well, this is high, but we would start low and then work our way up high. But if you want to get a stronger closure, so if you feel like you're going, can't see straight, and flipping into more of a head voice sound, then I want you to check out my free singing lesson available in the description below, because it really will help you to get a good vocal fold closure, lower down the range before we start thinking about singing this high. Oh my goodness me, is she just not wonderful? And like, great vocalist, especially in the way that she's moving through all these different sort of colors, and just so wonderful. We want to make sure that when we're singing that we're not just staying in one particular sound, that we're really trying to express what the song is about through changing lots of different colors. And for some people this would be extreme and they'd go like, oh, I don't want to do so much. So you don't have to, but I really do encourage people to not just stay in one sort of particular sound for their performances, especially if you're singing Lady Gaga. So let's just go back, because she's going, can't see, I think she's on the D5. So can't see straight and I lose my mind. Okay, so she's up on the D5 there. I don't have perfect pitch, so I've got my keyboard in front of me. So when we're up there, she's in a thicker vocal fold sound, we must get the larynx high in order to create that thicker vocal fold further up. This is not belting, okay? So the reason why we know it's not belting is because it's not like brilliant enough for belting. It's not like, there's not enough ring on the sound. It's not loud enough. It's not like fat enough for belting. But she's got that can't see straight and I lose my mind. And that thicker vocal fold sound up there is exactly like this. We don't always actually really want to be in belting. But you can see here that she's bringing in a couple of growls as well. So let's just keep on watching. So she's doing that quite, goodbye, I'll see you in my dreams. And she's keeping on that more spoken on pitch with that larynx height. And actually it's a little bit of like tightening at the back of the throat. Goodbye, I'll see you in my dreams. If you're really trying to create that sort of sound, but you've really got to hike the larynx up. So good. Now she's going to drop the larynx slightly. You can hear she's going into these little growls and things, because it's really about a letting go when we're going into this section of the song. Oh my goodness me. Like, firstly, if you've never sung and danced at the same time, like I recommend that you just give a go, like walking around and dancing, because that is hard enough. And then she's also moving about. So when we're moving, we're actually, we're engaging the core muscles, but we're really like pushing air out, and we're using more air when we're moving. So I mean, she's like really, really, really high level, absolutely incredible. So I want you to think about, if you are interested in moving and singing at the same time, there's actually a really good relaxation maneuver to kind of make sure that we're not gripping in the abdominal muscles. So walk around while you're singing and see how that makes a change to your sound. So she goes, if you can't see straight and lose my mind. So lose my mind up on those higher notes to those growls. So the growl is the originoids rocking together. Lose my mind. And that's actually really about a letting go of that tension before you go into the note. So it's letting go and going into the note. But that does require like a little bit more finesse than just exactly that. So if you are looking to learn about how to growl, that does require a little bit more one-to-one support. So you can check out the link in the description below if you are looking to learn things like these effects, because we can teach you to do that inside my online singing school, the Vocal Academy. Let's go into it. I think this is Bloody Mary or something. This is another song. I didn't realize. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a really long video. Okay, I was really considering to like not go through that whole dance scene, but I just think that it just had to be done because I think there's just like so much artistry in this performance that I really, really love. The whole production of it. I mean, obviously it's come together through Netflix. Wednesday is through Netflix. It's launching soon, so I'm sure that there's got to be something to do with that as well. But I really love, just as a little bit of background, if you didn't know, that Jenna Ortega was actually really, really sick on the day that they were filming that dance sequence. And she was told to be, I think she said she had corona at the time. It was like during, all of those measures for like not making sure that, people were staying away and during all of that madness that we went through. And she said that she was so sick, but she was told to basically, still perform, and it wasn't choreographed. She made up that whole thing herself, which I think is just really a testament to her and her professionalism, especially, just like getting on with it when you're really, really sick. Anyway, let's keep on watching because I love the song. Okay, so I know we've had a look at this before, but we got the duh. So we're on the F sharp 4 there. Oh, sorry, the F4 there. Ba da 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 da. Now the tricky part about being in this part of the chest voice, it's definitely chest voice, is we want to make sure that we're not being too loud. So I want you to focus on really like speaking on pitch at this point, and then you're adding in a little bit of that thyroid tilt in order to make it sound sung and to keep going over the phrases, because otherwise we'd be ba ba da 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 if we were really speaking on pitch. So there's a difference between speaking and singing. Oh, she's amazing. So let's just go back on that when we got the and what she said by a lady in red. You can hear that she's just dropped the larynx a little bit there. And last fruit down on your life, which is, I really like the way in which the timbre change is occurring here, but this is very much, it's like vocal acrobatics to do this sort of stuff, to make sure that you're also taking the larynx with the pitch, because that's so important. Save me from, she's up on the C5 there. Save me from. So when you're working on this sort of song, I want you to make sure that you're getting that thicker vocal foreclosure. Save me from the da ba ba before you think about darkening the tone. So when we think about darkening the sound like Lady Gaga, that's an effect that we're going to be using. We're taking we're kind of adding extra pressure to the note because we need to drop the larynx a little bit. Save me from, but we want to do that afterwards. So she's got thicker vocal fold, chest voice further up with just a little bit of that larynx lowering. Okay, I have to really admit, when I first heard this song, I was just like, what the fuck is this? But it's really grown on me, and it's now just become like such a jam on my playlist. So we've got this, there's just so much going on. I really love that they're like doing it with their pigtails there. Where again, as a abracadabra, this is high for the chest voice. So if you are struggling with this, I really do recommend that you take the pitch down, maybe 1 or 2 semitones, because that C is really right on the female passaggio. So we've got that abracadabra. Glottal onset is going to help you to get that thicker vocal fold sound up there, but don't try to darken. As I said before, if you darken the tone, you're just going to kind of either probably go out of tune or really, by pulling the larynx down, but it's just going to be like a lot of tension going on here. So get that chest voice sound up there first. Okay. So I'm just like blown away. This like level of movement. I know I've said that in other Lady Gaga videos as well, but literally when you are moving this fast, it is so hard to keep the singing going. And they've done, I think they did it with Aladdin, where they actually like strapped heart rate monitors to the artist while they're performing, and their heart rates are up there with someone when they're like running a marathon. So their heart rates are very, very high when they, I think it was even higher, don't quote me on that, but it's like they are working like professional athlete level when singing and dancing at this. You're actually, with those thicker vocal folds, it's a lot easier to hold the breath back, much harder in a more breathy sound, or with thinner vocal folds, so that, you know, the abracadabra, abracadabra, you know, you actually, it's kind of almost helping you because you've got to close the vocal folds really thickly to hold back the breath in order to get that sound going on. I almost feel rude stopping that right there because this is just so amazing. So we go, she went back here and she sang a little bit higher. Save me from this time beside. I still don't know the words very well, but you've got this, again, it's up on that C5. Now, I'm not poo-pooing what she's doing, but we've, again, in order to get higher, really when we're in that chest voice sound, this isn't going to be a difficult part of Lady Gaga's range. We know she can sing higher, but it really is about getting the larynx up there, and this is what most people struggle with, is changing the larynx position, because she's going, save me from this pale moonlight in the name of love, and then she's taking her larynx down again to make that darker sound. So this is something that professional vocalists become quite adept at, but it is a challenge at the beginning when people are struggling with these types of sounds. But, you know, in order to get this sort of sound, it's really about like what your usual setup is of your voice, where your starting point is, what your training has been like. Have you had any training? And that's why if you are looking to get these types of sounds, we need to help you on a one-to-one basis. So you can apply to my online singing school down in the description below, because we can really help you. I don't want to say lower your larynx when like you might already have a really low larynx. I don't want to say raise your larynx when you might have a really bright sound as well. So there isn't sort of one rule to rule them all in this. It's really personalized, and that's what we're here for you at the Vocal Academy. Oh my goodness me. That is just so, so cool. I absolutely love it. let me know down in the comments what you thought about that performance, because oh my goodness me, I don't even really think we needed Jenna Ortega to be in there. I really feel like that was sort of a little bit, well, obviously Netflix wanted her, you know, it's bringing in, as I say, Wednesday's coming out. It's such a good series, by the way. I love it. Totally gonna binge on the second series. But it's really about, you know, it's all Lady Gaga in that moment. She's just so fantastic. So let me know down in the comments if you have actually seen her live. I know she's on tour at the moment. I missed out on tickets. She's actually nowhere near me performing, so I'm really gutted about that. But I would have loved to have seen this tour. I just think she's the most amazing performer. Yeah, wow. Getting to her level really takes like a lot of practice, a lot of time and energy. But, you know, just because you don't have all of this like performance around you, you know, you have to think about back when she was starting out, you know, piano, her voice, just a microphone, singing in clubs and pubs and things like that and going around. So really look back to where she started, and that's where I want you to kind of like start with. Really basic. Don't try and think like just because you're not doing this that you're sort of like failing in some sort of way. It is really about building up your artistry as well and developing as an artist as you go through. Even when she came out with Poker Face, right? Like way back when. And I remember when that came out actually, and I was still at university, and you know, that was already a much higher production value than when she was like really, she'd already been doing it for a really long time when she got to that point and kind of like blew up in the world. So wow, I just feel so happy that she's, you know, she's expressing herself as an artist in this way and like come so far and just doing so well. She's amazing. So if you've enjoyed this video, I would honestly love it if you subscribe to the channel. It helps me immensely with growing this channel to help you with more vocal technique for free. I got a whole bunch of links down below for you to check out, and check out some more Lady Gaga up here, and I'll see you right next time. Just remember, anyone can learn to sing, and I'm here to help you with how to do it, and I'm here to give you the tools. So I hope you enjoy. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.